Hi, I'm Alexandria Williams Hall. I'm a children's book author, YA murder mystery novelist, and creative entrepreneur. This is my official sign-on to AuthorTube and the YouTube community. And these are just a few tidbits of the many topics we're going to be discussing on this channel. For you writers out there, we're going to be talking about the author writing journey. We're going to go behind the scenes into the publishing process and what that looks like for children's literature and murder mystery for grown-ups. We're going to talk all things book recommendations. Many videos will be here in the home library, but sometimes we're going to be hitting the road. You're going to have a first-class ticket and a front row seat to my traveling adventures as a writer. And my personal favorite, we're going to be having some tea time talks. Because let's be honest, there's nothing more comfortable than being at home, pouring yourself a hot cup of tea, talking about bookish things, talking about writer things. And really, at the end of the day, just meeting more writers and bookish friends. I don't know about you, but I'm always looking out there for another gal pal or dude who loves books. And after hearing all of that, I'm sure you can see now why I say I have one big passion for storytelling, but it'll speak to multiple audiences. So if you're someone who loves storytelling, loves writing, if you're a big book lover, particularly murder mysteries, or just simply going on a bookish adventure, if you feel like any of that content spoke to you, welcome. Pour yourself a hot cup of tea, because you are in the right place, my darlings. So in true introductory fashion, here are a few tidbits you should know about moi. I have been loving putting pen to paper since I was 5 years old, taking real-life experiences of what happened to be going on around me and turning that into a world for a story. For example, one of my first stories I ever wrote, I was at the age of 10, and I am here based in the great state of Oklahoma. If anyone knows anything about Oklahoma, it's not just like the play. The weather here is crazy. We were in the middle of an ice storm. That ice storm left us stuck at home, no water, and we had to bathe for days using water bottles by the fireplace. And rather than playing with toys or finding a way to be entertained with no electricity, I would take my pen and paper and pass the time by creating a world of characters, plots, twists and turns, all centered around this ice storm. As I continued to get older, my love for storytelling continued to grow. So much so that my educational background is in professional writing with an emphasis in European studies. And that is just a very fancy way of saying that I used to read, write, and speak the beautiful French language very well. But not anymore. And my master's degree was a focus of investigative journalism with a broadcast background. So fast forward in time to my years in grad school and after I graduated grad school. For 6 years, I loved getting to tell stories behind the camera and in front of the camera, much like I am right now, as an investigative journalist, multimedia reporter, and news anchor behind the desk. This job led me to Missouri, New York, California, and eventually I moved back here home to Oklahoma. So you could say that my office looked a little different every single day, especially depending on the state I was living in at the time. You never knew if you were going to cover a story up to your hips in floodwaters, going down a snowbank, braving a tornado in a car, or there were stories where I was up at 2 in the morning and everything around me was on fire. Only got burned once. It's fine. But there was also some really joyful stories. And there were stories that helped the community tie together and share love and support one another. But for those years in my news career, it felt like something was missing. So after 6 years in the news industry, that is when I took a leap of faith and completely switched careers. Toward the end of my news career, that's when I started bringing out my bucket list again. I always wanted to write a children's book series. My mentors would tell me, when you're in a bind and cannot think about what to write about the people, the places, or things that bring you joy. At this point in my life, I had moved to 3 different states within the last 4 years, but something always stayed constant. That was my baby. One second. This is Gidgett. And she is the main character in my children's book series, Gidgett, the Pretty Kitty Detective. It's so fluffy, I'm gonna die! Isn't she so sweet? I just love her. Gidgett the Pretty Kitty Detective is a world of clues, mysteries, and of course, sweet furry faces. Gidgett helps her furry friends solve mysteries, find the clues, and they always learn a valuable lesson of life along the way. And in a future video, we will talk all things children's books and delve into that another day. So stay tuned for that. And I can't think of a better time to start my YouTube channel than the start of a brand new year. We made it. Let's make plans. Let's set goals. And let me tell you, I have some big goals. It's going to be a big year, people. Woo! In 2026, we are going to be writing more children's books. I'm going to do what I've been scared to do for the last 8 years, and that is rewrite my murder mystery novel. It's been sitting on my laptop, burning a hole in it since college. And we've created a new business plan for my authorpreneurship. I have created a whole new system, a whole new way of living, a business plan to make sure I see the end goal become reality. I have published already a YA murder mystery novel and 3 children's books in my children's book series. But we're just getting started, people. Gidgett, can I get a whoop whoop? And speaking of new seasons and new things, I just got married. Our wedding was the wedding of my childhood dreams. I grew up watching Disney movies. During planning, it felt like I was taking all my favorite little nits and pieces from each individual Disney movie, and I used all of them as inspiration to create our magical wedding day. But I can't tell you one Disney princess that had her own wedding magazine. When I'm not writing children's books, murder mystery novels, reading Agatha Christie or other murder mystery novels, or sitting here spending time with you sweet people. In my spare time, I will probably be on my laptop or my desktop creating these beautiful wedding magazines. Making these wedding magazines has become one of my new favorite things to do. It's so much fun getting to add your own personality and your own twist to it. And I created it to where it almost serves as the program, the menu. It shows off our beautiful engagement photos. It lists everyone who's in the wedding. It gets to showcase both sides of the family, our fun facts about each other. We even got to include our proposal story. We got our welcome letter in here to all of our friends, family, and guests. If anyone happens to be getting married in 2026, by the way, congratulations. I will have a link in the description below for anyone who is interested in learning more about my wedding magazine creation services. And if you are a fellow bride out there, I am actually officially on the Knot and Wedding Wire website. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe for more content. But before you go, if you're a tea lover like myself, this company is not sponsoring this video in any way. I simply love their tea so much. The brand is called Whittard&Chelsea, and they are based in England. I have been obsessed with their tea ever since I tried them for the first time back in Oxford, England during my junior year of college. This particular tea I'm drinking is my absolute favorite. It's called their English Rose Flavored Black Tea. It just reminds me of the floral gardens we would walk through when we would take study breaks just around the Oxford campus. I miss it so much. I will also link this particular tea and other teas from Whittard&Chelsea down in the description below. You can also shop my children's book series, Gidgett the Pretty Kitty Detective, down in the description below. I will have a link there for you to shop all 3 books that are in the series. Until next time, book lovers and fellow writers, keep your pen moving and your creativity brewing. Bye!